can make things happen.
Clothes, get dressed on me. All I have to do is wave my hand. Dennis, be able to speak.
Biscuits.
What?
Biscuits. Please, please, please.
Hello.
Your character in this, he's been given the power to do anything, but I thought a lot of people might have asked you what you would do with that power, so I
Yes.
thought I would ask who you would like to give that power to.
Oh my goodness. Maybe my own dog. One of my dogs, Minnie, not Myrtle, she's crazy. Possibly my wife, because, you know, essentially she wields the ultimate power in my house anyway. So if I had that, I would just give it on to Maureen, because she would know what to do with it better than me. So yeah, I would definitely pass it to my missus.
What do you think your dogs would do with it?
Oh, they would just, Minnie would just create endless, I mean, it's the same as Dennis, you know, she would just want, she likes bones, she likes these little bones we get from the pet vet. It's amazing, she would do anything for those things. So she would just make the world full of those. Let everyone who died be alive again.
Not everyone who's died ever! Are you crazy?
And obviously you had to use your imagination in this a lot, lots of special effects.
Yeah.
How did you cope with doing that?
I've done it a few times now, you know, you sort of, acting is essentially like just playing. And when you're a kid, that's what you do all the time, whether you're, you know, playing war or mummies and daddies or whatever, you make stuff up, you know? And so it's just a question of every time I did this, I knew there'd be like a blue flashing light come out of my hand, or if I was talking to Dennis, or aka Mojo, is the dog's real name, and he was just looking at me like, when can I have a biscuit? Then there would be some guy offset doing his voice because Robin was in LA doing the voice. Yeah, it's a lot of imagination used, but it's playing, that's what you do. We're trained, we do that as children, and we shouldn't lose the ability to do it.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
On the subject of dogs, I was thinking on the way here, would you prefer every single day to be followed around by one giant talking dog?
Yeah.
Or an army of small talking dogs?
Small talking dogs.
Yeah.
Probably one. I think the cacophony of a lot of talking dogs would become slightly clamorous. One super smart, like Great Dane that could talk would be an amazing sidekick, I think.
And he's bigger than that, he's like a big horse.
Big, like, well, it's like Nick Frost, who's like a lovely, big, hairy, talking dog. No, he's like more like a bear.
That's quite cute. In this film, you obviously become Einstein.
Yes.
Briefly.
Yes.
If you for a day could become anyone whatsoever, they can be dead or alive.
Yes.
Who would you pick to be?
That's a good question. I might be Paul McCartney. I just saw him at the O2 play a 3-hour set at 72 years old, which was extraordinary. And I went both nights, actually. And it was so amazing to see him still just bringing it. And hasn't changed the key of those songs in all these years. Still just rocking it. That would be cool, to play in front of 20,000 people. Songs that are classic, legendary songs. What an amazing situation that would be.
I've always thought that. Step out onto the stage and see that whole audience
Yeah.
and be like, wow.
And then my wife would actually like me more because she is so in love with Paul McCartney that she would ditch me for him in a second, even at 72.
You be him.
But I'd be him.
Amazing.
Best of both worlds.
So the larger subtext of this film is that this man has the pressure of almost saving the world on him, doesn't he?
Yes.
Because the aliens will ruin the world if he doesn't make the right
Yes,
choices.
yes.
That's a lot of pressure. Can you think of a time that you've been under an incredible amount of pressure similar to that?
I like being under pressure. At the moment, we're just in the midst of the making the new Star Trek film, and it's the 50th anniversary of Star Trek next year, and it's a big anniversary for that kind of, you know, for the story. So the pressure to make that great and make it worthy of 50 years of Star Trek is pretty that's the weight of the universe, let alone the planet. So that's a big one.
It's the fan universe, certainly.
The fan universe, and a loud and passionate universe they are too.
With that in mind, before I go, what has surprised you the most about working on that film?
The amount of interest in Benedict Cumberbatch. No, just the sets and the kind of, you know, the love for the story, you know, it's incredible.
Just pretend to be a dumb animal again.
I love you, Neil!